This video is only one part of an in-depth review, so check out the rest at thegoodride.com. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and I'm deeply committed to an open relationship with snowboard gear. This is the Stone Destroyer. I rode this with the Stone Graham and also tested it with my Jones Mountain Twin, a board that really likes a responsive binding, so it's always fun to see how they compare on the Jones. Then I rode it with my Burton Kendo and got it in a wide variety of conditions. Everything from firm and unfair to firm but fair to pretty good spring groomers to messy, bumpy, uneven snow at the end of the day. And to give you a short summary, this Stone Destroyer has just like that Union style construction written all over it. It's a very adjustable, very shock absorbent, pretty responsive binding with less support than, let's say, the Force or the Atlas, but more freedom of movement. And it just has a very good all mountain to mountain freestyle kind of feel that matches up with a wide variety of boards and boots. Now let's talk weight. This is 1.8 pounds. It's pretty light. And in comparison to my Union Atlas at 2.2 pounds, you can really feel the difference when you mount this on the board. It's even lighter than the Union Force at 2 pounds. And it's kind of more in line with, let's say, the Union Contact Pro at 1.8 pounds. Now let's talk Highback Flex. It's got a good twist to it and not much give going back, just a touch, but barely any give. And I like that because when you rotate the high back, you have a calf bite free setup. And with me and my even featured calves, I hate bindings that bite into the calves. So the combination of high back rotation along with a good twist really works well with this high back. And this is a pretty responsive high back for what it is. Now, when it comes to flex underfoot and butterability, you have all EVA foam surrounding a full-size disc. You can mount this mini disc and get a little more butterability. I don't know if that's recommended by Stone, but it is doable with this disc type. But as it stands as a full-size disc binding and how I rode it, it's pretty butterable for a full-size disc. Let's say mini discs with Union and other mini disc bindings out there, they have more butterability, but it's pretty good for what it is. And that soft EVA foam is definitely better than my Union Atlas with that kind of hard rubber or firm rubber on the bottom. Now, when it comes to turn initiation and response, these are really responsive bindings. If they had a more supportive ankle strap, a bigger ankle strap with more surface area, they'd even be more responsive. But they kind of remind me of the old Union factory binding that was back in like the mid-teens. And it was a very responsive binding. It had a similar high back, similar base plate, and it was a very responsive binding. This kind of has that response that's definitely medium fast. And it powers a lot of different boards. It was really good turning my Jones Mountain Twin, and that can take a little bit of effort. It's a little easier to turn these days, but it did really well. And it was really fast with the Graham there. That is an easier turning board. It has faster turn initiation, and combined with the Stone Destroyer, it was a really fast, fun turning ride. Now, when it comes to shock absorption and dampness, you have shock absorption throughout the entire binding. You have lots of shock absorption in the heel, and then it goes all the way through the footbed here to the toe to the gas pedal there. So very good shock absorption, and then you combine that with EVA foam along the bottom. It's very good with slow speed shock absorption, just like the Union Force and the Contact Pro. Maybe not quite as good as my Atlas when it comes to dampness, but this is still no slouch and does a great job. Now, when it comes to boot support, the ankle strap does not have a lot of surface area in comparison to the 2021 and 22 Atlas or the 2022 Force, even the 2021 Force. They just have bigger ankle straps. There's more surface area, there's more support. But if you want a responsive base plate and overall binding, but you want more freedom of movement, more of a mountain freestyle kind of ankle strap, this could work. Personally for me, I like the bigger one, but I can see how some riders would want more freedom of movement and want a smaller ankle strap. The toe strap's amazing. It's just like all the Union toe straps I love, kind of a softer rubber in the middle, but then a firm outer part. So if you put it over your toe, you can crank this down really hard, because also the ratchets are exceptional, just very smooth. They've got good grip. You can crank them down as hard as you want, and they always pop off. So I love that. So you can really pull your boot into the heel cup. The only thing though is I found in uneven terrain, kind of at the end of the day, my ankle felt a little more exposed than I would like. And that's just a problem with small ankle straps in general. Now, when it comes to adjustability, this is excellent. It has an adjustable gas pedal and an adjustable heel loop. That means you can get your boot perfectly centered in this binding, no matter what size it is, as long as it's in the recommended sizing. I think that's 8 to 10, depending on boot footprint. When you can dial out your boot and get it centered in the binding, it's centered on the board. And then you can turn the discs sideways like this, and you can slide them to get your perfect stance width. They even work with setback inserts. You know, normally the insert pack's about this far apart. Setback inserts are double that, and they're made for powder days. And these can work with setback inserts really well, and you even have room to slide back and forth to get a better stance width. The one thing I don't like though is this. You need a tool to adjust the toe strap and the ankle strap. That's kind of a bummer. You can rotate the high back, and you can get the high back to match up with your heel side edge. You can turn it this way, and then it's just much better turn initiation, much more responsive, and much more even. And a lot of people don't do this, and they should, especially when you have 3 holes on each side to really tweak this out and get this lined up with your heel side edge. So definitely do the high back rotation. And then you've got just toolless forward lean. I wish the ankle straps were toolless as well. But overall, you have a very unique binding. It's got Union written all over it, but it's got its own little style here. It's like a missing Union binding. It works really well with the Graham, very adjustable, shock absorbent, responsive binding that could work with a wide variety of boots and boards.
All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now, if you need advice, fill out the Me Harmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.